So just over 10 games in, but tomorrow at R5, I'd argue you can file this one under must win.
Absolutely, feels massive. You know, the 5:30 kickoff, under the lights, a couple of extra pints, all the hits.
Hello.
Not for them, for me and you, right away. You know, there'll be a big atmosphere, and especially after what happened against West Ham, they'll want to put things right. You know, we've got all of them mostly coming back injury-free, apart from maybe Robertson, it looks like, in terms of who left us for the international break. And I think the next month's going to tell a massive tale in terms of where Liverpool are towards the end of the season, I think. And you know, it starts now. Liverpool have been able to find the rhythm in past seasons, bar the last sort of 6-7 games of last Christmas, where they drew against West Brom, they drew against Newcastle, and it just sort of all unravelled from there. And no, I'm excited. I'm not panicking about what's going on this season so far. I think Liverpool are in a decent spot, and who knows, maybe Leicester could do the business for us as well against Chelsea early on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Kick things off.
Shaun, the manager was all of us in his press conference today. He said he hated the international break. I'm with him on that. That said, they've had 2 weeks to reflect. Now, he hasn't got all of his players to work with, and we know we've been missing 1 or 2 key personnel in certain games. Is there an argument for maybe tweaking and looking at the system, looking at the shape? If you think about West Ham, you think about Brighton, you think about Brentford, there's no doubt Liverpool have looked a little bit vulnerable at times, maybe a little bit soft as well, I think it's fair to say. Do you think he's looking at that, or is it a case of the process is the process, we keep doing what we're doing, and more often than not, we'll come out on top?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think he trusts the process. I think going back to Klopp, I mean, to be honest, he has tweaked the system in the past, and when I've thought, don't do it, and like, you go back to like Shaqiri days when he played in 4-2-3-1, and you think, actually, it worked at home, you know what I mean? But I just feel like Klopp now, he's drummed it into these lads. The system's the system. I'll probably be wrong now and he'll change it tomorrow, but I do think that he'll just stick with it and just go with it. I think, you know, going back to what you were saying about us being soft and stuff, that is a worry for me. I feel like we've got the West Ham thing, the West Ham game hurt me a bit. Because I was like, I remember being on the train home saying to the lads, like, the league's done now, it's done, but it's not. I've reflected since then, and I think that, you know, this isn't going to be a 100-point season. I don't think. I think it's going to be back to the 86. You know, whatever points like tally is like a normal tally, for example. But I don't know. I think just go again, same system. Might have to tweak a few players, but we're at home. As Craig says, 5:30. The atmosphere should be big. Use that. You know, go with that and just go with the full, like the usual scene, basically.
Cam, where are you with the Reds at the minute? Because context is important. If you put Brighton away or you put West Ham away, Liverpool are right on the heels of Chelsea. That said, come R5 tomorrow, it could be 7 points.
Yeah, I'm a lot more calm now than I was coming out of West Ham the other week. Like, I had a couple of weeks off from it, but yeah, anything could happen, because I was looking at the table today and Arsenal, they can go ahead of us. Do you know, it's just such like a mad...
Come on.
No, but my point
that would upset me.
But my point is that, you know, just a couple of wins. I don't think it's going to be one of them where one defeat and then that's it, it's done. I think there's going to be a lot of twists and turns this season. So where I am, I'm fairly relaxed and get a win tomorrow and then just go full steam ahead for Christmas then.
What are you thinking about potential team news? Because you mentioned before, Robertson has taken a knock. The manager talks in his press conference today that Henderson's 50-50, Robertson's 50-50. If Robertson's fit, are you going with him? Or are you looking at the Greek scouser and going, lad, you deserve a shot, you deserve a go? Robertson could arguably benefit from maybe 2 or 3 weeks rest anyway. What are your thoughts?
Almost like a bit of a hokey cokey with it so far, in terms of a change of mind every day, and I think
it's
because I think like Tsimikas probably deserves a chance, doesn't he? And I think that my only thing is, if Robertson is sort of 85-90% fit, I think he goes with Robertson. I think on this time, because then I think he looks at Porto and says he'll get a rest there. He maybe looks at next weekend and sort of sees where he's at. I think Robertson could probably do with a lot longer of a rest, with the amount of football he's played with Scotland, the amount of, you know, the Euros in the summer as well. Very little break. Yeah, look, I trust the Greek fella. Do you know what I mean? I love him. I really like him. He's a bit of a cult hero already. And I trust that he'll do a good job. I just think the manager might just go try and test it if possible. In terms of Henderson, I mean, that's a bigger one. I think it's massive. You know, we all want to see Thiago come back, but I'd much rather a midfield where it's Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago, than us having to sort of work something out where there's a Chamberlain in there or whatever, because I think we've seen the protection that both Fabinho and Henderson gives to allow Thiago to sort of flourish and do Thiago things, and I think that's how we'll see the best of him.
What are you doing in midfield? Because You know, Craig's outlined a number of options there.
To get full access to this show, click on the link in the post and subscribe to Talk Premium. You get all of our content, including previews, reviews, post-match content, exclusive interviews and loads of transfer chats. So subscribe to the Anfield Wrap now. We share the journey of supporting Liverpool from heart of the city.